So hello everyone and welcome back to yet another YouTube video. Now today's video is going to differ a little bit from the training, the vlog, the nutrition footage that you've been seeing up until now. And it's going to delve a little bit into the mindset that I had and I possessed when I first started out in the gym. So the other day I posted a video to my TikTok, my Instagram, my YouTube shorts of me 9 years into weightlifting looking admittedly fucking wham. Now there was a lot of people in the comments who first of all didn't believe that I was natural, which is completely fair enough. I can't say that I fucking blame them, but also felt as though I was setting unrealistic expectations for people starting out in the gym who have goals of achieving somewhat close to the physique that I currently possess. And this ties perfectly in with a prevailing mindset over the last number of years amongst social media enthusiasts who love to regurgitate the phrase that comparison is the thief of joy. And admittedly, a couple of years back, I would have made posts similar to this too. And I can full frontal say that it was in the interests of getting as much engagement on my posts as possible and hence to grow my social media as much as possible. The difference between me and other individuals who pretend to believe stuff like this is that they will never admit when they're manipulating current trends in order to boost their own social media. It's the exact reason why all of a sudden out of nowhere, you had influencers who have never not tracked a morsel of food that has crossed their lips, bending sideways, taking photos in really shitty lighting to try and portray this image of imperfection so that they can relate to the mere out of shape mortals. They don't actually believe any of this shit. The reason that they do that is because they know that if they post captions similar to that, posts similar to that they will get a flood of likes, comments and shares talking about how brave they are, and in turn that will allow them to boost their social media presence and hence be in a better position and a stronger position to monetize their followings. Now when I made these posts, intrinsically it went against the mindset that I've always had. When I started out in the gym, my screensaver was a topless photo of Lazar Angelov. Not sus. Lazar Angelov was an influencer who was highly present on Facebook and Instagram about 5 or 6 years ago. And to this day, he has had one of the best physiques that I've ever seen. Now, a lot of people want to tell you that it's unhealthy to have the physique of another influencer as the screensaver of your phone. And I want to politely disagree with that point. Now, certain things may be true, that I could train for as long as possible, as hard as possible, and never look anything remotely like Lazar Angelov. Lazar Angelov could have been taking steroids, and for that reason a lot of people would say that it's wrong to take inspiration from him. But I disagreed, because I looked at comparison not through a negative lens but through a positive one. And indeed I do think that whether comparison is a positive or negative force in your life completely depends on the lens through which you look at it. You can look at comparison as something to demotivate you, to make you feel shit about your situation or the fact that you could be doing a lot more with your current circumstances. Or you could also look at comparison as a motivating factor to look at what someone else has managed to achieve and think, what if I was to adopt the mindset, some of the habits and the behaviors that that person has been very successful implementing over a long enough period of time? How much better could my life be, or indeed my fortunes be? And that was precisely the reason why I had Lazar Angelov as a screensaver on my phone. I was fully aware that I may never look like him, but I knew that if I could use him as motivation to progress from my starting point, that over a long enough period of time, while I may not necessarily look like him or any other influencer, whether or not they're on steroids, I would look a hell of a lot better than when I started out. I suppose the point of this video is if you are someone who takes inspiration from what I've managed to achieve with my physique, and whether or not you choose to believe that I am indeed a natural lifter who's been smashing the gym and nutrition for the past 9 years. This idea that I'm simply setting unrealistic expectations when it's something that I've been able to achieve, I feel is the wrong way to be looking at it. Most of the people who have an issue with comparison are people who are underperforming in their own lives, in whatever field or realm that it's relevant to. They're individuals who could benefit from adopting a mindset of allowing comparison to motivate them as opposed to being a force that depresses them. Since I've started listening to Andrew Tate's content, I can strongly assert that the fortunes within my life over the last number of months have greatly improved. And that is simply because I'm not looking at someone who's doing better than me and trying to extrapolate any justification as to why that might be the case, but rather I'm looking at it as, wow, look what that individual is able to achieve. How can I go about and achieve something similar? So if you are someone starting out in the gym, I want you to know that you're capable of a hell of a lot more than some people online would lead you to believe. And I'm personally not of the opinion that it's a more beneficial way to go about living life, blindfolding yourself up to what everyone else has managed to achieve, completely ignoring the feats of other individuals for fear that it makes you feel bad about your own. And instead of getting caught up with envy or jealousy and trying to find justifications as to why someone was able to do better than you, simply use what that person was able to achieve as motivation for you to do better yourself. This isn't one of these videos where I'm going to ask for a like, for a subscribe. or indeed for you to tune into the next one. That is something that I've wanted to get off my chest and speak to the young lads out there who may be in a similar situation to me, who have grand aspirations for what they want to achieve, both physically, personally, and professionally. Reality is simply the sum of your perception of your surroundings. And the older that I get, the more that I believe that we are the architects of the majority of the fortunes that we experience. So it's up to you to go and realize them.